on the VinceEverettEllison Show. We're going to talk about that illegal immigrant from MS-13 that Trump has sent down to El Salvador. And I'm going to let you know the Democrats don't give a dead gum about that boy. They just care about another nefarious plan that they have. I'm going to tell you all about it today on the VinceEverettEllison Show. All right, let's get this thing started. Let me make one thing plain to y'all. If you don't know this, you'll know it after I get finished with you today. The Democrats care nothing about illegal immigrants. How could you care about somebody that you allow to take a trek about 2,000 miles on foot with their children, and you know they're going to get raped 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times before they get here? Then they come in to live on the streets like a dog, and you work them for little or no money until they die somewhere. And you put them in an unmarked grave. Heard this terrible story about this little girl. Well, she's a young lady. She wasn't illegal. She came and turned herself into the Border Patrol. And when they searched her, they found these pills in her pocket. They thought they were drugs at first. And when they looked at them, they said, "Oh, these are not illegal drugs. What are they?" And the young lady said, "No, those are not drugs. Those are morning after pills. I bought them with me because I knew that on this trek I was going to be raped many times. And I didn't want to have a baby." That's illegal immigration. 300,000 children. I didn't say 300. 300,000 children are unaccounted for, and believed to be in sex trafficking in the United States of America. That's illegal immigration. And the Democrats won't stop it. So we got this case of this guy by the name of Kilmar Albrego Garcia. Now, y'all probably seen this. Trump has decided to take these MS-13 and all of these gangsters and everything out of America. How did they get here? Well, when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris opened up the borders, these countries aren't stupid. It's just like what Castro did with Cuba, when Jimmy Carter allowed anybody from Cuba who wanted to leave Cuba to come to America. Castro opened up his prisons, his insane asylums, and sent all the people he didn't want to America. This is really how the drug trade really took off in America. He sent every drug dealer, every criminal, every insane person, all of it straight here. If you watch the movie Scarface, it tells you a lot about it. Tony Montana. Well, when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris opened up the borders, Venezuela, Honduras, Mexico, all of them sent their undesirables straight to America, into American cities. I mean, even the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, was robbed in D.C. last week. She sat there having dinner with her family. That gun illegal alien stole her purse, $3,000 in the purse, her keys, her wallet, her Homeland Security badge to get in and out. And tell you how slick that sucker was. Kristi Noem is supposed to have like Secret Service protection all the time. And them suckers still slid up in there and could take her purse of the Secretary of Homeland Security. You ever heard of anything like that before in your life? Man, either Secret Service is just terrible or these jokers are very good criminals. I think it might be a little bit of both. How the hell you gonna slide up in there and take her purse while she's sitting eating dinner? But they found it and tracked these guys down. You know, her purse probably had a homing device in it or something. They just grabbed the wrong purse, man. And they come to find out them suckers been stealing ever since they've been here for years, decades. But that's what we bring to America. That's what the Democrats bring. So this Kilmar Albrego Garcia, he's part of MS-13. And Trump promised that he's going to get all of these illegal aliens out, but he's going to really start with the violent ones who's been killing people. MS-13 don't play. You better believe what I tell you when I tell you those boys don't play. They are organized crime ring that commits murder, sells drugs, hits, anything that's illegal, them suckers do it. But the one thing they do bring in is they bring in the drugs, and they sell them, and they kill anybody that get in their way. So Trump sent out ICE to herd all them suckers up. Now, so how low down the Democrats are. First of all, let me tell you what Trump did. Trump said, I'm not going to take these cats before a judge and spend years litigating them. I want them out now. Well, the Democrats thought they were slick. They've allowed 15 to 20 to 50. Some estimates say 20. Some estimates say 15, low as 15 million. Other estimates say as high as 50 million illegals are in this country right now. And this is what the Democrats did. And this is what this Abreu Garcia thing is all about. It's not about him. No. The Democrats say we have allowed 50 million illegals to come into this country. And so the question becomes, well, how do we know they're not going to be kicked out? They said, because once you bring them in to kick them out, all of them got to go through due process. What does that mean? That means they got to go before a judge. They got to have a trial. They got to have a jury. And that might take 2 years. And you got 50 million jokers in this country. Hell, man, you're going to never get that done. They are here forever. And they said, we got Trump and we got these conservatives now. You let them in, never get them out. They're like roaches, man. They come in, you can't never get rid of them. Oh, but Donald Trump has some good lawyers. And they dug through the crates on this one, dog. These jokers went all the way back to 1798. 1798, y'all. Y'all, that's 227 years ago. 1798. And this is what they came up with. It is called the Alien Enemies Act. The Alien Enemies Act. Yeah. Now, those are good lawyers. And they said, the Alien Enemies Act says, if we are at war with someone and we find out that they have people here in this country, we can grab these people that are citizens of that country and we can deport them without due process. So, of course, when Trump grabbed them, and that's what he used to start sending these guys down to El Salvador. He grabbed them up, say you part of Venezuela or MS-13. MS-13 is a terrorist organization. We're going to send you out without due process. Democrats said, oh, no, they lost their mind. Then we got to put a stop to this. So this is what they did. They took it all to the Supreme Court. And this is how serious they were. And this is what the court said. The U.S. Supreme Court delivered a major victory to President Trump on Monday, allowing the administration to continue deporting what it says are Venezuela gang members. The vote was 5-4, with conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett joining 3 liberals in dissent. At issue in the case was the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, a controversial law invoked only 3 times in history, always during wartime, which allows for the detention and deportation of foreign nationals from countries actively invading the United States. The Trump administration argued that the law applied to Venezuela gang members who were deemed to be invading the nation. Now, the Democrats said that even if this guy was a Venezuelan gang member, even if this guy was everything Trump said, he still is supposed to have due process. So they went to court and said, hey, man, this cat, I don't know if he's a gang member, but he's supposed to be in the United States of America. He's supposed to be here. But he was gone. He was already down in El Salvador in the prison. So one of the courts said, we want you to go and get this guy back. Trump administration said, what? They said, go get this guy, bring him back, give him due process. Trump says the guy's already in El Salvador. They said, we don't care. Go get him back. So Trump asked the president of El Salvador, hey, man, can you send the dude back? The guy's name is Blue Clay. Blue Clay cool as hell. Can you send him back? Blue said, no. Trump said, okay. So now the courts are mad. They said, you guys ain't trying hard enough. Trump said, when we go down there and break the dude out, start an international incident, the guy's not even an American citizen. So we now have ourselves a bit of a standoff here with this guy. So Chris Van Hollen, a liberal Democrat from Maryland, oh, he got an attitude. This guy deserves due process. This guy deserves due process. And he going to fly all the way down to El Salvador to go meet with the guy. Talking about meeting him in his hellhole. They sitting there drinking margaritas and stuff. They got a picture of him sitting there drinking pina coladas or margaritas or something. This guy don't even know who Chris Van Hollen is. So Chris Van Hollen, illegal immigrants are killing people in Maryland. And he's a senator from Maryland. And he's down there trying to get a criminal illegal back to the United States of America. Talking about due process. Why is this necessary, y'all? As I've told you before. If they can make sure that this guy gets due process, they can demand that every illegal criminal alien gets due process, and these people can stay here in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you, I know these Democrats well enough to know this, y'all. The same way they use the gangs, the same way they use the cartels, the same way they use organized crime here in America. I wrote a book about it called Crime, Inc. Crime, Inc. Yeah, here it is, right here. Crime, Inc. The way these guys use organized crime to win elections, to scare opposition, to force people to come to the polls, but more than anything, these guys take a cut of the drug deal. And when Trump starts kicking out these gang members, these organized crime types, the Democrats start feeling it in their wallet. Man, you can't sell no dope in these big cities without the Democratic Party permission. In Detroit, it was known that Coleman Young was taking a cut of everything that was being sold in Detroit. Yeah, you think. So now, you got a situation. Cartels been giving the Democratic Party money for years. For years. You think that border just stayed open because jokers didn't know how to close it? Donald Trump has closed that border. I think like 90 people came across that border last month. And Joe Biden had like 1 million coming across every month. Talking about we need new legislation. No, as Trump said, you just need a new president. So Joe Biden and the Democrats have kept that border open. Why have they kept the border open? They kept that border open because cartels make billions of dollars in sex trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking. And these cartels all have lawyers and lobbyists in D.C. And they give these lawyers and lobbyists money, and these lawyers and lobbyists then give money to the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party votes to keep that border open. And MS-13 comes here as part of the cartel's henchmen to sell the dope on the street and to keep order for the Democratic Party. You see it now. You're buying it now. Crime Inc., baby. It's another reason why they want these illegals over here. Every 10 years, the United States of America has conducted a census and count all the people. In Trump's first term, they found out that the census people were counting everybody. Now, the census is important because what happens is when the people count the people in the United States of America, the census determines how many congressional districts are drawn in what states. We have 435 congressional districts. They're not going to expand the congressional districts. They're going to see what the population is, and they're going to draw the congressional districts based on the population. The North has been bleeding congressional seats for the last 2 decades. People are coming from New York, from Chicago, and from California. and they're going to Texas, Tennessee, and Florida, South Carolina. South Carolina has gained a congressional seat. Texas has gained like 4 or 5. Tennessee has gained 2. And these seats are coming down south, and they're turning Republican. As you already know, that the Republicans have a 5-seat lead in the House of Representatives right now. That's how close it is. And what do? They want to send these illegals up to these sanctuary cities to replace the people that are left, because the census people don't count citizens. They count bodies. The Constitution says persons, not citizens, will be counted. Donald Trump took them to the Supreme Court in his first term and said that we believe that the founders only wanted citizens counted. The Supreme Court said, well, the Constitution says persons. If you want it to be citizens, you need to change the Constitution. So, you always wondered why they have sanctuary cities, right? That's your reason. They want these cities to become a magnet for these illegals. So these illegals would come up there and be counted in the census, and these states will get more congressional seats, and they believe these congressional seats will be Democrat, and then the Democrats will hold on to the Congress or get more congressional seats, and you have Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. Why these jokers low down? So they want illegal immigration so they can have more people in Congress and take over the Congress. The Democrats do. What else do they want? Well, black people, this new black generation is not like their parents. My parents and grandparents would work with their hands. They chop cotton, they pick cotton, they work on the road, they build highways, they do construction, they would do anything to make a dollar to take care of their family. Oh, not these jokers. I mean, when I was a little boy, we picked in the fields, we picked squash, we picked okra. We were the illegal aliens during that time. But now, since the fathers are at the home, the mothers won't make these little jokers go out there and work like their daddies did. My daddy made us work in the summertime. Shit, he didn't care how you felt about it. Get out there and get to work, boy. You sitting there and you ain't doing nothing. Mr. Snipes need to have his squash picked. He gonna pay you. Go down and pick it. We didn't want to do it. He didn't care. But yeah, we had to go and work in the fields when I was growing up. Me, my brothers, and my sisters. But now these mothers won't make their children do it. So they have to bring in people to do it. And as the Democrats say, we're going to make the illegals our new N-words. So they need that. And you've heard them say, you know, Democrats will slip and say, who's going to clean our toilets? Who's going to pick our food? Who's going to clean up our hotel rooms? That's what they want them for. They're not ashamed to say it. They don't want to try to raise these people up. They want to keep their foot on their necks. They need somebody to mow their yards, and they need somebody to clean their homes. And that's what my great-grandparents used to do. And now we won't do it, so they got to get another group that will do it, and that's why they want them in here also. They got to have somebody that they feel superior to. And since they're aborting all of us too, you know, and black people getting aborted, and the ones we ain't aborted, we putting in jail. And the one that we put in jail, we're murdering. And the ones that are not murdered, we got to inebriate it with drugs. So we got to just put them somewhere and put them in a corner somewhere. But we got to bring some people in that's going to do some real work. And that's where the Hispanics come in, especially the illegal ones, because they have no right to complain. They have no recourse. We don't have to worry about paying Social Security taxes, income taxes, OSHA standards, you know, workplace, and none of that stuff. We give them $2 an hour when they got to take it. Yeah, that's your compassionate Democratic Party. And the ones that ain't working, just let them sleep on the street and lay in their crap. They ain't nobody. That's your Democratic Party. And then you got to have them. You got to have the sex trafficking, because the Democrats are a bunch of perverts, you know. And they got to have somebody that they can rape and, they got to have somebody that they can get with. They got to have the drug trafficking. That's how they make their money, and that's how they, you know, have their little cocaine parties. And they got to have the human trafficking, because that's how the cartels get paid, and that's how the cartels send money to their lobbyists, and that's how the lobbyists also fund the Democratic Party. Y'all, it's a game. They got to make sure these people stay here. They did a whole lot of work to get them here. And Donald Trump is talking about running them out. And they believe that if Donald Trump can start sending these people out of this country without due process, they're done. They're cooked. So people say, well, Donald Trump ain't able to kick 15, 20, 30, 40 million illegals out the country. No way. Donald Trump said, I ain't got to. This is why you look on the TV and you see all those commercials. And you look on the internet and you see all of these little videos about how they enjoy kicking in doors, running out illegals, putting them in jail, putting the children in jail. Oh, we coming for you. And when we come to you, we're going to put you in a prison inside of El Salvador. They got them all jacked up. Man, they treating them suckers like they dog. You seen the pictures of them on the planes bent all over? Got videos, stacking them in prisons and whatnot. They're trying to tell the people here illegally, you don't want none of this smoke. You better get your behind out of America, because if we catch you, that's going to be your ass. That's the message to the illegal immigrant population right now. They put it on television what they're going to do to you if they catch you. And consequently, you got more people more illegals leaving America than coming into America for the first time. Voluntarily leaving. These jokers getting their hats, man. They getting out of here. Because ICE going to come and kick in the door any minute. ICE is cross-referencing Social Security numbers. They're cross-referencing address. They go into school records, find out where these little illegal parents live. I mean, they are coming down. And that's what scares the Democrats more than anything. That these optics of putting these people on airplanes and sending them down to a notorious prison in El Salvador, not letting them stay here in America where they get 3 hots and a cots every day, but a notorious prison in El Salvador is going to make a lot of these illegals say, "What? Out of here, time to go. See ya." And it's working. And the Democrats are going to lose their congressional seats. They're going to lose their new dependent class. You know, the ones that land on the streets, can't work, don't know how to work, just laying there in their own crap, drinking and doing drugs all day long. They're going to lose them. They're going to lose their new N-words. There's going to be cutting their yards and taking care of the children and cleaning their houses. They're going to lose them. Oh, and they're going to lose the sex trafficking, you know, the little girls that they can get with and mistreat and slap around and do nasty, freaky crap with. They're going to miss the drug trafficking, where they make a lot of their money, where they keep the whole black community inebriated and under their control. And they're going to miss that money from human trafficking, where they make billions of dollars and fund their lobbyists and their lawyers who also fund the Democrat Party election operation. Donald Trump's putting all that in jeopardy, and they are banking it all on this Kilmar Abrego Garcia. If they can get him back, if they can get the courts to say that all these illegals got to have due process, they win. But if Donald Trump can stay with his 1798 Alien and Enemies Act and scare these illegals into self-deporting, Trump wins. That's a chess game you need to watch, okay? It's got nothing to do with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You think Chris Van Hollen, the Harvard grad, U.S. Senator from Maryland, care anything about that Hispanic illegal MS-13 gang member, guy that probably got more bodies on him than Chris Van Hollen has probably ever seen in his life? No, this is part of the process. The process of making sure that they keep their people here so they can take over the Congress, so they can keep a dependent class, so they can keep the drugs flowing, they can keep the money flowing, and they can keep their power. So this is what this is all about, y'all. And the Democrats have been planning it for years. Donald Trump and his lawyers threw a monkey wrench in their plan with the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. And now the courts are involved. Trump just had a big victory. We hope they can keep going. Because I'm going to tell you, we want immigrants in this country. We need immigrants in this country. but we want them all to come legally through ports of entry. The Democrats don't want you to do that because if you come here legally, you got to be treated right. If you come here illegally, they can treat you like a dog. They want you to come here illegally. Come legally. Come. Work in America. Live a good life and become a citizen. We want you to come here and become a citizen correctly. But don't fall for the Democratic Party trick, the lies, the deception, the poverty. They don't even want you to learn English. They want you to always be a second-class citizen and have to come and speak broken English or speak Spanish, knowing that you can never, ever get ahead in America doing that. That's how dirty them suckers are, man. Don't fall for it, y'all. Don't fall for it. So I hope I've explained this well to you. And if I have, I want you to comment. I want you to share. And I want you to like. Because we're going to keep on bringing you this information. We're going to keep on letting you know how shady and low down and dirty these Democrats here. And I am here to wake you up. I hope I did you some good today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website. And on my website, you're going to see a lot of great stuff, man. You're going to see that we got T-shirts, we got caps. You got my books, my documentaries. You got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new T-shirts. We're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it. Make it #1. If you got my first 3, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good. And it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the T-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.